world that we're in. Today we have Raya with us, and Raya, can we share about your life at an early stage?
Sure. So I'm Iranian. Originally, I was born in the outskirts of a city called Karaj, which really is in the middle of nowhere in Iran. And my parents moved to Dubai in the late 90s, back when Dubai was just starting to boom. And really, we kind of started from the ground up. Like many immigrants here or expats here, we came in with the hope of economic opportunity.
Do you remember a moment of inspiration, some kind of epiphany, or a moment where you just switched and said, enough of this nonsense from the past, I want to build the future?
You know, I went to Boston University, I studied neuroscience, and very soon I learned that the system was broken. You know, as someone who loved learning, I found that the process at university was quite meaningless. And I remember when I actually worked in a research lab, in a neuroscience lab, we were doing neurobiology research, and I had to learn how to do science and learn how to actually be a neuroscientist. And so I was seeing a lot of that university. I was seeing a lot of peers around me not being able to find purpose and happiness and true meaning and connection in their lives. So all of that was starting to build up. And it just comes a time where you realize that something needs to be done about it. From there, you know, I remember with Academy, the idea started coming to me, and I quickly reached out to my now co-founder, Rohan Roberts, who's an award-winning educator, and we've collaborated together for so many years, and we thought, you know, let's do something about this.
With all of this new development going on, is this fundamentally going to change the way we learn?
There is. You bring up a really interesting and important point with neuroscience and education. For the longest time, why we taught the way we taught was kind of based on assumptions, unvalidated assumptions. It was more of an art than a science. But now we have an emerging field called neuroeducation, or some people refer to it as mind-brain education, which is the intersection of neuroscience and education. Well, the sad thing with the education system is it's been so resistant to radical innovation. And we have now about 21st century skills and increased awareness about these important skills and competencies. It hasn't translated into any improvements in the curriculum. What I really hope to see happen by the year 2030 is that a whole new class of schools, universities that are completely alternative to system are emerging, and they're starting to disrupt the traditional system.
When you're grappling with these kinds of issues of the brain and so on, are you optimistic?
Absolutely. So, you know, my co-founder Rowan and I launched an initiative a couple of years ago called Intelligent Optimism. And essentially, intelligent optimism is all about being optimistic about the future, but in an evidence-based way. So, you know, it's all about looking at the data. It's not even an opinion at this point. The fact of the matter is that we're living longer, healthier, wealthier lives than any other point in human history.
Sure.
So I'm very optimistic about the future.
We are celebrating your 100th birthday. What are we celebrating? What have you achieved? What have you done?
Hopefully on Mars.
Great answer. Great answer.
To be honest, it may sound paradoxical coming from what some people might consider an overachiever. I, at that point, just hope that I've lived a fulfilling life with lots of present moments, with healthy loved ones who are hopefully alive with me, and that the world is a better place than it is today.